Hi, I'm Shoestring Jay and welcome back to my channel where I talk about all things thrifty, frugal and money saving. And I have a strong emphasis on being eco-friendly as well because, God, we have to, don't we? We're in trouble. I do like to promote secondhand. I wear 90% secondhand clothing. I buy secondhand stuff for the house. I sell secondhand stuff. I really think we need to buy secondhand as much as possible and prevent as much as possible going to landfill before it's time. Really use things until the end of their lives for as long as we possibly can, and then recycle or turn them into something else, or be creative. We should do that. So I'm really a big fan of boot sales. Obviously I'm quite a big fan of charity shops, but I love boot sales because you get such a variety of stuff, and sometimes they're a bit like a flea market, but today's one that I went to was really good because I think because it was the first really good sunny day of this year's boot season. So, and it's bank holiday weekend again. We've got hundreds of bank holidays coming up, and people were out in force, and it was a nice atmosphere, and everybody seemed happy because the weather was nice, and we were all buying lots of bargains. And then people had a clear out and a declutter, and were making some money from their clutter, which is another good thing to do when you are looking at a thrifty and eco-friendly lifestyle. So I'm all for boot sales. So I know they don't have them all the time in other countries. I thought that they actually came from America, but a lot of Americans that comment on my blog or this channel or my Secondhand and Frugal Life, my Facebook group, don't know what a car boot sale is. So it's kind of like a flea market, but it's not a flea market because you do get some traders there now. And originally it was purely people selling stuff out of their car boots, and it was their own stuff from their houses and that kind of thing. So you still get an element of that. You do get quite a lot of traders as well, but they tend to be really kind of good value. So today's boot sale was fabulous for plants, and I didn't actually go for plants, and I didn't have any means of carrying plants, but I said to Justin, he's not a big fan of boot sales at all. He can't cope with crowds, but I said we need to go back just to look at the plants because we can fill the garden up so much more cheaply than we would if we were going to the garden centre. And there's really good quality. They're professional growers. You can see that they are, but they sell a lot more cheaply there because obviously their overheads are a lot lower. So and that's another good reason to get to a boot sale. So that's what a boot sale is. If you don't have those, then maybe you will have you see people having garage sales, and you get garage sale trails. We're getting those more in the UK now, and I love those as well because they're a similar thing, but you get to nosy around someone's town or village and have a chat to various people. It might be in your own community or a nearby community. So I like those. We've got one of those coming up at the end of the month locally, so I'm looking forward to going to that. So anyway, I went to the boot sale. I spent quite a bit of money, but not masses at the boot sale. I bought a lot of things. Some of them are for me. Some of them are to resell, as I say. And really that is it. I haven't bought any gifts or anything for anybody, but I do often buy gifts. I didn't buy any food. They have a couple of lovely greengrocers store there, but I didn't need anything, so I didn't buy any food this time. Sometimes that's worth a look as well. Anyway, what I'll do is I'll show you what I've bought. I'll show you some of it. I'll put what I think I might get for it, some of the more expensive things that I purchased. Some of it I just really don't know. I'm going to try some of them on and keep some. I'm not really sure yet. I'll see what happens. I'll try a few bits on. I may keep them myself. If I don't keep them, then I'll sell them either on, I said this in the video already, I think, either on eBay or potentially on Vinted, which I really love now. I think Vinted is great because you don't have any fees, so it's really good for selling your own stuff. They don't really have traders on there, but I have sold the old thing that I've bought. But normally, because I buy them for myself and I think I might keep them, and then I decide not to, or quite often I buy them on Vinted and then decide they don't quite fit or they don't suit me or whatever, and I sell them again on Vinted. I sometimes make a profit, sometimes I make a loss. Anyway, without further ado, let's get on with the video. My second boot sale of the season. It's the only one I've managed to get to because we've been on holiday, as you know. And the first one we managed to come to was freezing cold. Today it's absolutely beautiful. It's so sunny. It's got so warm that everybody was peeling off the layers that they'd worn first thing, and you can't trust the weather at the moment. I'm just pouring myself coffee. I always bring a coffee with me when I come to the boot sale, because otherwise you end up queuing for ages for a tea or a coffee and spending money on things that you didn't intend to get, like a burger, instead of just on your bargains. Plus it's made with oat milk, and you can't get oat milk lattes at the boot sale. So middle class. That sounded really middle class, didn't it? Anyway, I started off slow. I just found some sort of £1 items of clothing that I thought either for myself or I could resell for a small amount, really, not much. I just wanted to get something. And then it got better as I went on. I ended up buying a few things that cost a bit more, but I'll either keep because they're really nice, or I might resell them at, you know, a reasonable profit. So I do need to investigate one thing. I bought it just now as I was coming out. I spent £10 on a puffer jacket, and it's actually a puffer jacket. It's in immaculate condition, doesn't fit me. I would have kept it for sure. It's a bit small, but I don't really know how much they sell for, but it just looks so immaculate. I thought, well, even if I only get 20 back for it, it's £10 profit, isn't it? So I'm off to see Justin and Archie. We're going to go to my daughter Becky's for dinner, to have a Becky dinner. She loves to do us a Sunday dinner. She's making something called cowboy pie, which I might replicate because it sounds really good. So anyway, finish my coffee and get out of here. Okay, so I'll start with the kind of higher end things that I took a punt on because I wasn't really sure of prices, and I'm not one of those people that goes around the boot sales scanning things and comparing prices, not unless it's something very expensive. I bought from a lady who had some quite nice items, actually. I think I might have bought some other things from her, I'm trying to think. But, oh yes, I did. I bought a pair of boots from her. I bought, still in their box, some Hobbs sandals, and I wasn't sure about this. I know they're expensive new. In fact, I think the price on the box is £159. And they're called Meadow is the style, and they're floral sandals for the summer, which are rather nice, and they look as if they've not hardly been worn at all. She's probably bought them for a wedding or something and worn them once. I checked eBay since I've been home, and there's a used pair on there for auction starting at £16.99, and there's some brand new identical pairs for £70. So, you know, I reckon I don't often do auctions now. I might put those on for £25 maybe, because they're in really good condition. She charged me £8 for those, which I think is a bargain. I wasn't sure, as I say, because you can sometimes Hob stuff, you know, it's very expensive new, but it doesn't necessarily sell for very much. So that's one thing. And then we have another, again, I knew that this was a good brand because it's actually, we could talk about puffer jackets, don't we? Meaning just anything a bit quilted, but the real puffer is this trademarked one. And this is a really nice jacket, and I probably would have kept this if it fitted me, but it's a size small and I'm really a medium, so I didn't. But it's a reversible puffer jacket, really lovely and warm, in really good condition, and you can unzip the arms and it becomes a gilet. So I thought that's actually really good, and I checked the eBay for those again when I came back, and I think they had an auction starting at £25, and then I can't think if there was a buy it now. I think there was a new buy it now for quite a lot more. I can't remember the amount, but you know, but the potential is there with that one. And I bought this one, and this is going to be for me, and it was one of the last stalls on the way back when I'd kind of given up on everything. And it's a Bowden, it's not quite waxed, but you know, it's a shower-proof sort of material, Bowden floral coat, sort of 3/4 length coat with a hood and a little fleecy lining. And I don't have well, I've got one coat that's a kind of lightweight jacket that I literally have had since I had my last dog for dog walking, and I bought that for £1 at a boot sale, and literally must have been about at least 20 years ago. So I thought, well, you know, I want a lightweight jacket now. We're kind of, hopefully, now the weather does seem to be improving, we're moving away from the very warm clothes that we've needed to go up dog walking. And I thought, oh, that's my size. That will fit the bill. So I quite like that. I'll go with my scarf. So those are the things that I paid up a little bit on, and there was one more pair of boots which I will get to. And I've been looking, trying to buy a second-hand lampshade if I can for our bedroom for ages. I will have shown you one that I bought from the £1 charity shop a while back, but I thought it was one that could be used in a lamp or from a light. And when I tried to hang it from the light, it just wouldn't sit squarely. It was only good for a lamp, but it was £1, you know, so I've redonated it to the charity shop. But it's a bit little girl's bedroom, but our bedroom is pink. And I thought, well, for the time being, a lampshade, it cost me £1. So I thought, you know, if it's in good condition, that is going to do. At the moment, we have no lampshade. So we needed a lampshade. So that's what I got. And then this was on the last one. This lady was packing up to go home, and I spotted these pink, a bit grubby, but not used, just pink from sitting on her stool, which actually, looking at my sink, I think it's going to be too big. She sold me these two things for £2, so I think it might not be any good. But we're going to do, when we do the kitchen and the dining room, we're going to have a lot of pink. So I was on the lookout for pink accessories today, and like a drawer cutlery thingy, which I thought I'd actually have sitting out on one of my shelves with something in it. So for the two, brand new, they've not been used, £2 for the two was quite good. Although, as I say, I'm not quite sure they're going to do, because I think the bowl is too big. But never mind. It's always worth a pun, isn't it? Excuse the noise. Right, I'll start on my other bag. So these were things that I picked up very cheaply, because I thought I'll either try them on, have them myself, or I'll flog them on eBay, or maybe even on Vinted. Although Vinted tends to be my own personal stuff. This is a Zara. Zara's quite expensive, isn't it? It's a nice kind of Zara, sort of floaty. It's a very fine knit. I think it's a top. It's a top. Yeah, it's quite a long top though. It's a strappy top. It's a very fine knit strappy top in layers. And I thought it was quite pretty and a lovely colour. And that was £1. So that was a bargain. I've got to reorganise myself. One moment. So reorganising myself meant just making everything on the table fall over, including my phone and my tripod. And this was, I think this was £2. And it's another Bowden one, I think. Is it Bowden? Oh no, it's White Stuff. It's a White Stuff kind of showerproof jacket. It's only a small size. And it's got a detachable kind of stripy lining, so you can make it a bit warmer if you want to. Oh, it's a UK size 8. So it's quite small. It seems in reasonable nick. It's got a little mark. I didn't spot that before. A little mark there. But that was £1. Oh no, £2 rather. £2, not bad. And this was a jumper that I'll probably keep. It's not really a Christmas jumper, but it's Christmas-y. And it's brand new with tags. And it cost £35 originally from Marks and Spencer's, a size medium. And I just thought it's really nice. It's really soft, and it's not wool or anything. But it feels like wool. It's really lovely. I think it's like a mix of man-made materials, to be perfectly honest with you. I always like things with a little bit of a wool element, but I don't think this has anything in it, which is a shame. Acrylic, polyester, elastane and spandex. But it's brand new. Somebody must have bought that thinking, I'm going to wear that. I think that's lovely. I'm going to keep that. I'm certainly going to try it on anyway. My clothes, all the clothes I've bought have got kind of black rubber stuff on it, which is the lining of my granny trolley, which is disintegrating. So I do need to do something about that. Maybe I'll line it with a bin liner or something next time I use it, or go to using my other one. My other one's really big and spacious. Something else I picked up secondhand, but it falls backwards all the time. It's not quite even. I have a dress like this already. It's just kind of one of those made in Italy type floaty dresses. I've got a blue one of these, and I thought, well, that might be nice for the summer for me. But if I didn't wear that, I'd sell it. But I think I probably would wear that. It's like they're one size usually, but the other one fits me quite well. So yeah, that was £1. I think most of these things that I picked up were £1, and this is just an M&S skirt, but I thought it was a lovely colour. Again, it was only £1. It's size 12, smart pleated sort of evening skirt, or a smart office type skirt. That would be nice with a black sort of jumper or something, a little black polo neck or something like that. And I got these because I need some. I've got a pair of boots that are just a bit too big for me, and I thought, oh, if I'll get some of these from Superdrug or somewhere like that. And then they had them on the ladies' stall, the one that had she had these boots that I'm going to show you in a moment, and the Hobbs sandals. So she had these for 50p. She said, that's £1. I said, you've got 50p written on them. She said, okay. Every little helps. And then I bought from her again these UGG boots, which are in my size. I did try them on, but I don't know if they suit me. And they are well worn, to be honest. They need a polish up. But UGG boots are really expensive, aren't they? And they're like kind of clumpy. They need a good polish. They cost, what did I pay her? I think it was £10. And they've got a fleece sort of shearling lining. And yeah, so they are well worn. She said she paid £120 for them, and she had about £100 worth of wear out of them. So they're really dirty. Look, they've been stored in her garage or something, so they could clean up and get rid of the cobwebs. But so I'll try those on. I don't know if I'm going to keep them or not. I'm going to see what they actually look like, because I'm a person with skinny legs. Great big boots often just accentuate the fact that I've got really skinny legs. So I end up looking like, if you remember that old comedian Max Wall had a skinny legs, big old boots and a big bum. That's me. And this was another thing I picked up from somebody, and she said it was her aunt's. I think they'd cleared her aunt's house, and I thought, it's just a nice old cookbook. It's called Family Fare with Jacqueline Rose, who I think it's American. Oh, goodness gracious. Dear Madam, it says inside, this is from Jacqueline Rose, I feel sure you will find very useful this splendid collection of recipes, including dishes for all occasions. As a TV cookery advisor and writer for magazines on cookery topics, I'm especially pleased to let you know that each recipe has been kitchen tested in the Technical Research Department of the Cooperative Wholesale Society. That's not American, is it? That's British. Oh, it is, yes. It is a co-op book. It was 1 and 6 from the co-op in Manchester. I'm trying to see the date. But I like it. I love the old cookbooks. It's just got basic recipes that actually come in and out of fashion, don't they? Cornish treacle tart never goes out of fashion, something like that. Lemon meringue tart. Sausage, tomato and onion pie. That sounds like a frugal sort of dinner, doesn't it? And then how to make bread. Oh, how to make chocolate wagon wheels. And they're actually pushing certain brands here that must have been brands that the co-op stocked. So we have Federation plain flour. Anyone know what that is? I have no idea. We have Shortex. I remember that. It was just lard, wasn't it, basically? Silver Seal margarine, it has to be, particularly. And co-op dried peas. Celery soup. That is one of my favourites, actually, and that kind of thing doesn't change really, does it? Savoury kippers. So I'm going to have fun exploring this. I think this is, I just love old recipes. I love old recipe books. I just like looking at them. So I still can't find the date, but I reckon that is 50s, 60s, maybe early 60s. It's a shame there's no date anywhere that I can see. So I doubt it's got any kind of value, but I didn't really buy it for that. I bought it because I thought it was interesting. So anyway, that's all of my haul. I don't think I've missed anything out, but I was really pleased. It was so lovely to get out to a boot sale that wasn't freezing. I said Archie was going to bother me, wasn't he? So I'm going to go and Archie out. I'll be back. Sorry about that. I have a mad dog. Anyway, that's really the end of my haul. Get yourself along to some boot sales now the season has started, and you can find so many bargains that will help you save money and help with the cost of living crisis, plus help you just to be a bit more eco-friendly by buying secondhand. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.